Hello, hello. This is Amanda Medic, and I'm your corporate accounts manager here at MyCMS, or Sharper Agent for Long and Foster. And I am here to do a demo on the whole overview of what the system is and why it's a great value for you. So today we're going to go through all of the features and functionalities, and if you have any questions, know that we have a great customer care team that are waiting to help assist you with any of those questions. But we're just going to jump right in. So I'm Amanda Medic. I've worked with MyCMS for about 6 years now, so I kind of know all the intricacies of the system. But basically what this is it's a CRM, or a contact management system that's connected to over 4,000 templates, including custom Long and Foster templates, and we've also included some automated features. So campaigns where a number of elements or pieces are already scheduled to go out, and you simply add your contacts and they automatically continue to go out. And then we also have the e-newsletter. But I always like to start on the My Profile page. On the left-hand side here, you'll notice there are all these different tabs that kind of guide you throughout all the features and functionalities. My Profile, Contacts, Communication Materials, Campaigns, and e-newsletters are the big ones that we're going to hit today. So to launch right in, My Profile, very important that all of this information is correct because this pulls the trigger on every single piece that you create. So make sure that your name is correct. Make sure that if you're in an area where a license number is required, that it's placed in the correct box, what company you're with, the phone number you always want to appear in the phone number 1 slot, your secondary phone in phone number 2, your correct address, and your correct email and website. I also like to incorporate capitalized letters within my email and within my website, just because it's a little easier to read with a capital S and a capital E, capital S and a capital A in Sharper Agent rather than all being lowercase. Also, have a great call to action. So a great call to action is traditionally 2 ways your consumer should contact you and why they should contact you. So call or text if you are tired of paying rent is a great one to use. And it really depends on your client and your niche, so choose the right one for you. Also, there's a place for your profile picture. I always encourage agents and brokers alike to choose a up-to-date photo, so nothing 10 years old, and also encourage you to wear a collar or something that's professional, because this is, again, one of the biggest decisions and biggest purchases that a consumer will make, and they really want to work with somebody who's professional and somebody that's knowledgeable. Great agent photo uploaded, and then your logo is automatically going to pull, but you do have the option to utilize other logos if you'd like. So cannot stress enough how important the profile is. Make sure that if you do ever make any changes that you go ahead and save that profile. But let's go ahead and start with the foundation of MyCMS. So especially if you're a new agent, or even if you're an experienced agent, a organized and up-to-date CRM is vital to stay in touch and to really work your contacts, work your leads, and get that big return on investment. So obviously you see that I have 0 contacts in my contacts manager right now, so I'm going to present this like I'm a brand new agent. So what are the steps that I would take first to all the way to the end? So you'll notice the buttons here at the top, very intuitive, very easy UI, user interface to kind of navigate around. But I'm a brand new agent, and I know that I want to create a specific niche and send valuable information to the groups that are actually going to pay attention. So I'm not going to set up a campaign that sends everyone in my neighborhood a recipe card, because I want to, hone it down on a better and more strategic kind of value to them. So first, I'd probably go to manage groups, and I think, okay, what who are the people that I want to market to and why. So we've already put some default groups in here. I'm just going to highlight all of these, and I'm going to delete them. So friends, family, all of that I'm going to put in here as my sphere of influence. These are people that are not regularly thinking about real estate 95% of the time like we are, but we still want to keep in touch. We still want them to understand that we're knowledgeable, we're always gaining business, and if they ever have a referral, hey, I'm your gal and here's my information. So sphere of influence. I also maybe want to do a past client. But again, I'm brand new, so this one might not be used right away, but I'm setting myself up for success. I'm setting myself up for strategy. So I'm going to do my past clients group. And then because I'm brand new, I want to obviously farm an area. I'm going to choose to farm my own neighborhood. And my neighborhood is the Golden Triangle. So I have my groups. Okay, these are the three groups that I apparently added that multiple times. These are the three groups that I want to start importing people into and to start marketing to right away. Great. So you have your groups. Now it's time to actually put contacts in your contacts manager. And I'm sure that you probably have these in a number of different sources. So be it your LinkedIn or your YouTube or your Gmail, your Outlook, all of these different places. It's great to sync if you want to be an unorganized individual. So remember how exciting it was when you first got your iPhone or your smartphone and you had the ability to kind of sync everything together, and then you opened your contacts book and it was a big mess, right? So we don't want you to go there. This is really a strategic book of business that we want you to really nurture and take care of and get the biggest return and send these people valuable information and valuable material. So created that. Now I need to combine all of these different sources. Importing is probably going to be your best route. So we have created all of these different, we've researched all of these different resources, so it's easy. So you can click on Google Contacts, for example, and it's going to give you instructions on how to export from Google and then how to import into our system. Now, most of the time, it's going to come out in a Microsoft Excel option, and all we're asking is, hey, save that Excel spreadsheet. The end of the day on Friday, I apologize. Save that Excel spreadsheet as a CSV, comma delimited, and then we'll do the rest of the work, basically. So I went ahead and have an example spreadsheet that I've created. So here's my example spreadsheet. I would first probably get this spreadsheet open from all of my different sources, from my Gmail, my Outlook, all of that, copy and paste it and just throw it all in one spreadsheet. So I just have to work from that one spreadsheet. So I have my header row right here, first name, last name, title, company, email. The only thing that's unique is this title. So you know a lot of your consumers or your clients don't really have a title, or it wouldn't really matter in their home buying process. So what I've done is I've utilized this title column to place all my groups, because again, I'm not just grabbing a spreadsheet that I want to import into one group. This is everybody. I'm just starting to put everything in. I just want to organize. So this is everybody in all of these different groups. So what I want to do is I want to go through here and say, okay, this guy's in sphere of influence. This guy is my past client, and again, this is just examples. This guy is a past client, and Elise is a first-time home buyer prospect. Great. So I have all of these, and then in my niche, I also had a neighborhood, but I don't have all of my neighbors' addresses. So when we get to the mailing list, that will kind of make more sense. So here's my list. I got my groups, everybody's email, first name, last name, great. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. and it's saying, hey, some of your features in this workbook might be lost because of this CSV. So what a CSV does is it just basically removes all formatting. So it will remove that highlight that I did, any sum or function that I used within the spreadsheet. So I'm cool with that. I'll say yes, and now I'm going to go back to my system. And here I can add them to all of these groups. I can add a new group, which I want to do because I had that first-time home buyer group in there. I'll add that to it. And now I don't have to choose any of them, but I can if I'd like. But because this is a number of groups that I'm importing into the system, I don't want to choose one yet. So I'm going to choose that it does have a header row, first name, last name, that row, and choose my file. So I choose my file. Hopefully nothing embarrassing is on here because this is being recorded. So I go to my example. I go to open. And now what I did is I chose the file that was on my desktop that I saved. I'm going to click submit. And now it's going to ask me to map my fields. Okay, tell the system where that first name should be, obviously in that first name field within the contact record. So I'm just going to match these up. First name, last name, email, title, company. And if you correctly type it in the spreadsheet, it's automatically going to pull for you. So you can see as I scroll down all of the different fields that you can import into. I'm going to click Upload Contact, accept that, and now it says success, finish. I've done importing my contacts, and it took literally less than a minute. So here are all the contacts that now exist within my Contacts Manager. Okay, now I want to group them because I want to be able to just grab a campaign and send straight information in a click of a button. So now I'm going to go to Find a Contact. And I have a number of different ways that I can search through my database, especially if you're a seasoned agent and you have multiple thousands of contacts. So I'm going to select all of these, and then I can search by any of these. So show contacts with invalid email addresses, those that have unsubscribed, who they were referred by, show contacts not in a group, so on and so forth. So we're going to utilize this title column, and in here is where I want to start the group. So I know I have sphere of influence. I'll type that into title, click search. Okay, John Smith here. So I can click on his name and work with just John here. So any notes, emails, tasks, meetings, calls, important dates that I've ever sent him. And then I have actions on the right-hand side. So I can go in here and edit his contact details. I can send him a marketing email that's going to be embedded, no links to click on, no attachments to open, and it's going to come from that email address that's in my profile. I can send him a text email, add a note, important date, meeting, phone call, task. I can print a letter, label, or envelope, print his personal contact information, delete, or add to a campaign. So you'll notice I didn't have the add to group option because I'm just working with John here. I can do that under edit contact details. So edit contact details, I have all of these new and additional actions. So here I can go in and put his birthday and later set up an automatic campaign that sends him a card for the next 10 years. Same with consumer information, great for past clients. Put that date in, put them in a campaign, and for the next 10 years they'll receive a home purchase anniversary card from you. Second contact, and then groups and interests. So here I can add John to multiple different groups. So I know he's in my sphere of influence. I can add a new group. I can add any interest. So maybe I know John is really into cars. So it's not in my default group, so I'm going to add an interest, and I'm going to put cars. And then if I have any information or a campaign about cars, I know that this guy is really going to find it valuable and actually open it. So I just put him in a group. I added an interest. The more information that you have, I suggest you put it in there. All right, so moving down the line, I can add additional phone numbers, additional email addresses, additional mailing addresses, And then I also have this preference button. Now this is going to manage how his subscribes work. So if John here, I have him on a campaign and he decides to unsubscribe from my email, this box automatically unchecks, and he'll just drop from any other list, any list that he's in. So if he accidentally unsubscribes, know that you can go in here and recheck that box. Okay, great. So worked with John, put him in his group. Now he's in SOI. He has an interest as in cars. All of that information is in there. Now let's go back and find a contact and try and add them to a group that has multiple people. So I'm going to put past client. I might have put an S, so let's see if the search is correct. Okay, perfect. So now I want to add both of these people to a group, right? I don't want to go in here, click Sally, edit contact details, groups, and then move over. I want to do it all at once. So I'm going to check these boxes. You'll notice on the right-hand side, I have a number of actions. So I can send those marketing emails, send those text emails, add the note, important date, schedule a meeting, the phone call, the task, print letters, labels, envelopes, print contact information, export the contact, save the mailing list, delete the contact, add to a group, and then add to a campaign. But I want to add these two to a group. So I'm going to add them to a group, add them to my past clients, and now these two have been added successfully. So once you go through your entire list and search them out and really organize them into groups, I can go into my groups button and say, okay, check this box, show who's in that group. Okay, so now we're organized, now we're cooking, and we have our contacts in there, they're organized. Now I really want to market in my own neighborhood, right? Like I want to create a farm. That's a great idea, especially for a newer agent. And purchasing a mailing list through our system is it's a really great deal because it's 8 cents per contact. Once you purchase it, it's yours for life. So if I wanted to do my neighborhood, I can just simply search by my address. So maybe I put my address in here and then I choose a radius around my house. Or I can choose the zip code in which I live. So I'm going to just choose the zip code 80204 rather than my actual address. Okay, so once I choose the area in which I'd like to search for, I'm going to have all of these different selections. So if I maybe was going after a niche of a first-time home buyer, I know that the national statistic is those that are making $60,000 to $100,000 are the ideal demographic for first-time home buying. So I can choose that option here and choose renters. That would be great. But continuing with our example of wanting people in my neighborhood and possibly getting their listing, thinking of selling, I might be better off using these two options. So length of residence, maybe I want people that, on average people move between 7 and 15 years. So I want them to at least been in the house for 8 years. And I want their home value to at least be $350 to $400. Those are the listings that I'm really interested in. But you'll notice if I click Advanced Search, I have a ton of more options on which lists that I really want to purchase. So we use InfoUSA, which is a provider that is just in the business of collecting data. So be it the tax records or any census or even IP addresses that they've collected online that connect your interest with them. They are pulling these from a number of different sources, compiling that data and offering it to you. So you can maybe do like empty nesters looking to downgrade, or single female home buyers is huge in Denver right now. If you just go ahead and scroll through the list, you'll see that there's a number of items that you can really utilize to choose the correct niche for you. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next. And now it's going to show me everyone who's been living in their place for 8 years and their house is worth $350 to $400. It looks like I have 75 results. I can purchase all of them, or I can enter a different amount. So once I have my purchase mailing list, it's going to be thrown in my file manager, and all I got to do is import it into here and import it into a group, and then that is also ready to use. So that's kind of a broad overview of the Contact Manager. Let's go ahead and get into communication materials. So like I was saying, you have over 4,000 templates that you can use. A lot of them are Long and Foster specific customized pieces as well. But you'll notice that we've created this nice, neat little library for you. So if I open up one of these triangles, it's going to show me everything postcards. So if I wanted to do extraordinary properties, if I wanted to do some farming or targeted marketing, which is exactly what we should be doing. Maybe I'm really looking for a piece that will show the neighborhood that I just purchased that list for. I want to do a thinking of selling. I want to try and get as many listings in my own neighborhood as I can. These are great pieces. So great first impression. I can click on the piece to see what it would look like larger and what it would look like in email version. So what's really unique about this system is I can create one piece, or I can utilize one pre-built piece, and I can send it out in multiple different ways. So I can go into the editor and further customize it. I can desktop print, meaning I can open a PDF, put it on a zip drive, and run it over to Kinko's to have it printed. I can print it at my office. I can print it at my home. I can order printing. We're fully integrated with Shutterfly, so we have great competitive pricing, and it's nationwide, so turnaround time is really quick as well. And I can order them with the address and the postage already on there, and they can automatically be sent out. I can have them professionally printed and sent back to myself. I can also email this specific piece, and I can post it to a website. So I can put it on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or I can put it on Craigslist, or I can put it on my own website. So you have all of these different ways that you can use this one piece and kind of ubiquitously get that message out and be in a number of different channels. And I really encourage you to go through here and just check out all of these different types of materials. So we have the postcards, we have the flyers, we have newsletters, we have home buyer, home seller guides, we have greeting postcards, e-greetings, folded greeting cards, photo books, door hangers, sports schedules, text email templates, Spanish content, marketing in motion. We have a ton to offer, and then you can also search at the top here if you know exactly what you're looking for. Great new items that we just came out with. We just enhanced the system with a brand new editor. And I think that you'll find this very helpful. So within the old editor, you had to download the Silverlight plugin. We're so happy to announce that there is no plugins that you need to download, no additional software that you need to download. You click Create Edit, and it's going to launch you straight into the editor. This is very clean and very easy to use. You'll notice anything that I highlight, I can edit or change. Here, this information all pulls automatically from my profile. That's why it's so important that all of that information is correct. I click on the image here, and you'll notice this nice little box at the bottom here. So this is going to give me an options like, hey, how do you want to work with this specific image? I can replace that image. I can crop that image. I can link this image, or I can delete that image. I'm going to go ahead and replace this image. I can use something out of the stock library that we've provided for you. I can see any pieces that I've already put in here, or I can upload an image. A great new item about this editor is I can simply take something from my desktop and just drag it in here and drag and drop easy that way, or I can select my files and go into going to my computer and find it maybe in a folder or on my desktop. So once it's there, it's going to go ahead and you can replace that image. Beautiful. Same thing with text. If I click on text, you'll notice now I have text-related options right here. I can change the font or the size. I can bold, italicize, underline. I can change the text color, the text background. I can use any kind of list as well. And you'll notice these three little buttons here on the right-hand side. Now, I'm sure we're all getting used to seeing these buttons or the lines, especially on websites that are mobile optimized. That just means that there's more information. So once I open this, you'll notice I have a ton more options that I can choose from, including delete. All right, and at the top here, very simple again, don't be afraid to click around. You'll notice that I can add an additional shape, so a square, a circle, or an underline. I can change the opacity, I can add a border, I can really stylize this piece as I'd like. I can add a map, a Google map, and I can have that Google map linked. I can change the zoom, I can change the map type. I can add a specific article, and again, we do have stock articles that you can use. I can add additional text boxes and additional images, and then maybe if I was a little blind, I can zoom in here so I can work on it a little larger. On the right here, you'll notice under Elements, I have this nice little carousel. So I can go postcard back, and I can do email footer. So you'll notice, again, all of this information automatically pulled into the email footer and the postcard back. So it's so important that all of it is correct. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this piece. You'll notice that it says Save As right away. And I'm just going to call this Test. It's going to save my piece quickly in all of my design elements. And now the next time that I click Save, it's just going to say Save. It's going to keep saving the same piece. But if I did want to create a duplicate piece or another piece off of the same template, all I simply need to do is change the name. Now I'm going to go ahead and exit. And it's going to bring me right back to my piece. And then it's going to ask me, okay, what would you like to do with this piece? How would you like to get it out to your clients and your consumers? So that's a quick overview of communications materials. Let's go ahead into our last two features, campaigns and e-newsletter. So campaign, I'm sure you've heard the buzzwords of trigger campaigns or drip campaigns, trigger marketing. This is very similar and basically the same thing, but what's unique about the MyCMS system is you can send things out in through multiple different channels. So, for example, maybe I'm prospecting because again I want to utilize that list that I just bought. So I'm going to do the thinking of selling. So here at the top, you'll notice I can email all of these out. I can direct mail all of these out, or I have an option to do both. I can do multi-channel. All of these pieces have already been scheduled to go out. The title, the email subject is already there, and the delivery format has already been chosen for you. You'll also know that there's these little activities that have been sprinkled in. So again, more ways to reach the client in different ways. So if I was great with this, I can go to next step, add that group, and then this would be off and running. But let's go ahead and see if I wanted to customize it. I'm a brand new agent, right? So I wanted to make sure that I have a new agent announcement that's going to go out first. And again, this is just an example. So I clicked Customize Advanced Setup. Now I have a list of any pre-built marketing materials, anything I've saved, and then any activities that I want to add. So I want to go into marketing materials, and I want to do a new agent postcard. So I'm going to go under postcards, announcements, click New Agent Announcements, and then here are my options. So all of these, it looks like I have to actually go in and edit them. So the system will automatically bring you back into the editor. You can edit it, and then it will bring you back to the system. And then all you do is you simply add it to the campaign. And you'll have all of these different options on where you'd like to place it. So I added those pieces to my campaign. I can move these around now. I can delete them. I can choose if I want it to be a date campaign or an interval campaign. And maybe it's toward the end of my campaign, I can start to add additional pieces as well. So once I was okay with all of my campaign and I customize it as I'd like, I simply click Add Remove Contacts. And now all of my contacts are going to appear on the left. I can choose Groups. I can choose Interests. But for this specific group, I would choose that golden triangle list that I had purchased. I'd click Add Selected Contacts to Campaign. And then they'll automatically appear on this right-hand side. And then my campaign will be saved. And then I'll be able to see, okay, how many activities, how many emails, how many direct mail pieces are in it, the next delivery date, and how many contacts I'm sending this to. Now if I click on thinking about selling, the name of the campaign, I have all of these options as well. So I can go in and reorder those in that Manage Delivery Options screen we were just in. I can add Remove Contacts. If this was a postable campaign, I can generate leads off of it. I can rename, duplicate, delete, and then I have reporting as well. So I can see down to each individual contact, if they're opening my pieces, how many, and how active they are. And then I can see the campaign report on how those individual pieces are doing. So if this piece is not doing well, why would you pay for it to go out, right? Great insight on taking that piece out and being able to really hone in on what's working for your business. All right, last but not least, one of my favorite items in the whole MyCMS program is e-newsletter. So I'm going to go ahead and click Set Up My e-newsletter. So the e-newsletter is 4 articles and 1 movie that we generate from RISMedia, the national real estate news source, that goes out the first Tuesday of every month. So if I did nothing else but just add contacts to this, hint, hint, your sphere of influence, especially your passive clients, it's going to have a nice Long and Foster heading. It's going to have those 4 articles and 1 movie, and my branding is going to be there. So you're going to land in their inbox once a month. They'll have all of your information. They know that you're active in the real estate community. You're knowledgeable about your field. But I can customize this if I'd like. So I can add listings on the right-hand side. I can add a custom greeting at the top. I can add a mail merge that pulls the first name, so it can say John or Dear John, or customize the personal greeting as I'd like. I can add my own article. I can hide articles that we've put in there for you. So you can really customize this as you'd like, but honestly, it's an easy, great piece to utilize, and one that you should throw everyone into so they're at least getting something from you once a month. So the MyCMS program is really committed to helping you do the best marketing that you could possibly do and to nurture your existing relationships to eventually, hopefully, get that sale. So again, I'm Amanda Medic. I would love to answer any questions that you have. Know that customer care is a great resource as well, and they can be reached at 866-614-9372. You can also email me at amedic@sharperagent.com. And I hope that you found this demo valuable, and I look forward to connecting soon. Have a great day.